Hello friends, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. I wasn't recording due to last patch breaking the autopilot system, but the awesome FlyByWire team was able to fix the autopilot issues, and I decided to do a flight with the A320 as you see in the background. We are parked at Amsterdam, Schiphol Airport, in this beautiful KLM livery, and we will be going from Amsterdam to Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport. So that will be our flight. It's going to be a 55-minute flight. We will have full passenger simulation with self-loading cargo, as you see here. Airbus A320, default cabin layout, and maybe we should do Lufthansa. I think that, that's not KLM, but gives us enough seats. Sound pack will be default. We will have movie screens, and we can import this from SimBrief. All our information. So departure is about, let's see here, let's just adjust that. So current time is 11:35. We can probably be ready at 12:15, and our arrival, let's put 1:30. 165 passengers, and we can start the what? Hold on, I saw something weird there. Okay, 665 passengers at the gate. That's cool. Let's see if this works. In the next tutorial though, let me put that out before we jump into starting this aircraft. In the next one we are going to Nepal to test an airport that was requested and suggested by one of the subscribers. He said it's one of the dangerous airports in the world, and we will be arriving to that airport to test out how hard it is to land there, but not in an A320 because we need a smaller plane that has a short runway. So that will be the next video. So without further ado, let's jump into the cockpit and start this bird. Batteries to on, external power, crew supply, arm the emergency lights. Now we can align the IRS. This air conditioning is too loud. Let me silence that just a little bit to slow, just by slowing it down. That's better. And I will adjust the audio so that you guys can hear me better when I'm editing this video. So IRS will align in 7 minutes, in about 7 minutes. Let's turn on some lights here, integrated lighting there, integrated lighting here. We don't need the floodlights for this flight, it's pretty bright outside. And let's jump to the FMC. So we are going to start planning our programming our FMC, but before doing that, this stuff is coming from the fly-by-wire mod. Actually I'm using the developer version, not the stable one, but they added a lot of cool functionality here, like the age system. They will be working on this, and they will be adding these stuff in the future updates. Alright, so CFDS, avionics status and system reports and test, these will be running as well. I'm not going to dive into this in this tutorial, or not in this video, not tutorial, because this is not a tutorial technically. And we have an ATC menu that we can request ATC information from ATC if we were to, let's say, doing a VATSIM flight, or maybe it takes the Microsoft Flight Simulator ATC information as well. We will give it a try. But what I want to share is the AOC menu, where you can request the current METAR information. When you send the request and go back, it will appear in this received messages menu after a couple seconds. This screen is also functional now, though we can't see anything here because it's still in up, but they are working on bringing some functionality to this screen too. So let's see the received messages and as you see we have our METAR information and we don't see anything. Why? Because we don't have the initialization page configured yet. Let's fill this in. That is the departure and destination. Our flight number is there. Cost index for today's flight. Let me check SimBrief real quick, guys. Cost index is going to be 52. Okay. And I already edited the weighs and balances menu to match what SimBrief is giving us as the fuel. I'm using kilograms for this flight because this is a European flight, why not? And our total takeoff weight is going to be 66.9 tons, which is matching closely to SimBrief. I just played with these numbers and tried to keep the center of gravity in between the limits, so that's what I did. Without you guys are seeing it. Flight level is going to be 35,000 feet. Zero fuel weight. If you press here and put it there, it will take it. It is not 66.9 is the takeoff weight. Oh, that's the zero fuel weight. Okay, I'm sorry. The center of gravity is correct. So the block fuel, we have 6.1 tons of fuel, 6.16. Let's enter that in there too. Oops. There we go. Now we have all the information. So let's go back to the menu, ATSU, AOC, weather requests, and airports for EHAM and Charles de Gaulle. We can ask for METAR for both airports and it should respond with the information from both airports in a couple seconds. In the meantime, because our passengers are getting impatient at the gate, let's just connect the jetway. You can stay here for a second. Let's tune the ground services, request jetway connection. Okay, so the jetway is coming around. We will ask for baggage service in the meantime. So the doors are, as you see, open. And we can ask for the catering service. And we are ready for boarding. So now we can start the boarding, and I will move this out of the way so that it doesn't clog our view. And let's check if we received the METAR information. As you see, this is the last one we received, and voila, it is saying the winds are coming from 080 at 4 knots and the QNH is 1001. That's sweet. Let's double check if it's correct by hitting the B key. And as you see, it's matching the current live weather that Microsoft Flight Simulator is picking from the internet. That's great. And we can do that one more time for when we are close to destination to program our approach page. Okay, so initialization is done. Performance, we can look into that after entering our flight plan. So let's go here and I will put the flight plan over there for you guys to see. You should be seeing this right now, and you should be looking at the same SimToolkit Pro waypoint information like I am. We are not going to enter the star, which is CUDA 1 Tango right now, but we will enter the next waypoint, Woody. there we, oh my gosh, okay, there we go. Now it is going to be this first one, which is 56 miles away, and we will insert this, and now we have Woody. We can jump into the Airways page, and we can hop on to November 872 Airway to Charlie India Victor. From there we are taking Yankee 50, which will take us to Mike Alpha Tango India X-ray, and that is the last waypoint. From there our star is starting, so let's select our departure. We are departing from 06, and our departure standard instrument departure or SID is CUDA 1 Tango. That is selected. And do we have a transition? I don't think we need a transition. It doesn't, at least the SimBrief doesn't show us a transition right now. And we will select the arrival later on, but you know, it is there, and I'm not expecting that to change because we are hopefully going to be okay without the ATC. If they yell at us, then maybe we can start using them. So that is that. Waypoint information is there, and what we can do right now is, while the passengers are boarding and IRS will be aligned in 1 minute, we can take a look at our departure chart. That's what I was looking for, and I will put that window here in a second. Where is my nav graph? There you are. And we don't need the route information now. Alright, so there is the chart. As you see, we don't have any altitude restrictions. Pretty simple departure, runway heading, turn right to Echo Hotel 036. We shouldn't be about 220 knots at this waypoint. Follow that to Echo Hotel 0238 and make another right turn towards CUDA, which is our final waypoint of the SID, and then we will be on our way to our destination from there. So that's sweet. We can now get rid of the chart, and the GPS is aligned. How many passengers we are waiting on? We are waiting on 116. So let's try and see if ATC is going to match with what we have and request our clearance. So let's see. Okay, so they are giving us runway 24. And I'm assuming runway 24 is the opposite side of runway 06. That is what I am assuming. But I think I will be able to see that in a second if I go to live map of SimBrief. Okay, so let me check the runway and see if that is true. Yes, that is exactly true. So the ATC is giving us the opposite side of the runway, and I am okay with that. So let's just go back to the FMC and follow it like a real world flight plan, and things can change and we need to follow what ATC is telling us. And if we update the flight plan with runway 24, Give me a second, guys. I am updating my sim brief, and I will be able to tell you here in a second what the route will be. So departure runway 24, yes, and I will be able to tell you guys here in a second. So code to Sierra Yankee is going to be this one. Okay, insert that, and that should be, yes, that should be it, guys. So as you see now, the flight plan is updated. We can jump on the plan mode and go through the legs and maybe increase that just a tiny bit and see how that looks. I am not seeing any discontinuities. Everything is looking as it should and matching what SimBrief is showing on the map on the other monitor, which you guys don't see right now. But that looks good. So we will leave the range at 40. We'll turn on the constraints and the flight director. We are not tracking any VOR, so not worried about that right now. The initial climb altitude is 8,000, and that is probably going to be it. We need to rush these passengers and turn on the seatbelt sign so that they can start or they can start boarding a little bit faster. That's what I was thinking. And if I show you guys the screen, cargo is loaded, we have passengers loading or coming, and if we open the passenger manifest, you should be able to see all the passengers here. And we can also take a look at the cabin layout that will tell us who is sitting and who is on the aisle and who is trying to get to their seat, whatever. And there are some other filters that you can apply during flight to see who is anxious, who is satisfied, who is bored, who is thirsty, who is hungry, whatever. Pretty good information for flight satisfaction. So 64 passengers. Unfortunately, we need to wait for them, or I can just instant board them by right-clicking here, and let's do that, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the passengers are instantly boarded by myself. We can say the preparation is complete.
We're ready to go, yeah. So once everyone's on board, please feel free to close the doors and we can get going.
There we go. So the pilot says, now you can. And I can ask to disconnect the jetway, ground services, jetway disconnection. Alright, arm the doors.
Hi Captain, all passengers are on board and doors have been cleared.
Okay, so now let's welcome the passengers. And in the meantime, let's turn on the fuel pumps. We can turn on the So that was the captain welcoming the passengers. So now what we can do is we can start the APU. We can turn on the beacon. And again, we are waiting for that flap open message on the lower EHAM display. And Wait for that. Shouldn't be too long. Yeah, there it is. Now we can start the APU. And everything else is looking good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the pushback myself with a small plugin that is called Easy Pushback, I believe. Without asking that guy to turn left and right, I like to, you know, control it myself, because that tag is not doing it very well. And let's see where we are pushing. So according to this, we are pushing to the right, and then we will start our taxi from there. So now I think I can maybe show you the map here in a second. Yeah, maybe. Let's bring up the Sim Toolkit map on the screen. Just a tiny bit more, please. That is better, I guess. Yes. So now you guys should be able to see the map here in a second. There you go. That's the map right now at the bottom left corner. So now what I was doing. The passengers are ready. The APU, yeah. APU is available. It's already started. That means we can turn on the APU bleed, and we can start the pushback, and we can start the engines, which means I can activate. And as you see over there, the tag is coming because I activated. This is the plugin, by the way, guys. You activate and then you turn left or right and then straight. That's what I'm using right now. Couple things to set. Squawk is set. We can turn on the transponder. We can release the parking brake like so, and then we should feel the tug pushing us here in a second. I will be starting the aircraft through my Thrustmaster Airbus pack. So crank mode, start the right engine. As you see, it's now starting, and I can pay attention to where this guy is taking us while it's doing it. Alright, so I think, let me see, we're going to need a little bit more, and then I said we are going to push right, so let's turn right. And the engine, as you hear, is pulling up right now. Okay, you see the safety briefing for the passengers. That is what's happening at the background. I think this is a little bit crooked pushback, but it is good. Now we can, I believe, stop this guy, set the parking brake, and engine 1 is on good start. We are waiting for the PTU, I guess. That is the engine running. Okay. Now we will start engine number 1, the left engine, and let's take a look at it. So you see, this is the left engine. Yeah, it started to spool right now. And in the meantime, we can ask for the taxi clearance. There we go.
Skip Hall ground KLM 1604 with Quebec ready to taxi IFR.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Taxi to and hold short runway 24 via taxiway Alpha 4 Whiskey Alpha Alpha 5 Bravo Sierra 7 Sierra 7 Whiskey KLM 160.
Alright, I know where we are going. So the engines are, I think, good now. Right, so we can turn off the APU. Bleed can turn off, APU can turn off. Okay. Can turn on the nav lights now. And we can turn on the nose light to taxi. Strobe will wait, so we are not touching it right now. And I think we are ready to go, guys. Parking brake off. And what we will do is we are going to take a left turn from there. And after that we are going to take a right and then left, and then that is going to get us close enough to the runway, and you will see the signs when we get there. So now, like our passengers, take a look at that, and let's turn slowly to here. So this is that, and we are going to take Alpha 5, which is that next one ahead of us, and do a right turn from there. Really, fuel truck? Are you going to do that? Oh yeah, he did it. Ignorance is happiness, looks like. A truck full of fuel just caught us, and yeah. Ground services for you guys, that's there. Anyway, so the passengers are now 57% happy. Interesting. So this should be our turn. Let me slow down tiny bit, and we can look there. Yep, that is Alpha 5. Okay. We will take this turn and then immediately take a left turn into that taxiway right there. And that will take us all the way to the runway, hold short point. That's at least what I'm seeing on my SimBrief. Oh no, I'm sorry, SimToolkit Pro map. That is the runway, and that is where we are going. So the second turn is going to be our turn, the second turn to the right, and then we should be ready. Let's leave the ATC or the communications to the AI co-pilot for now, and we can focus on departure and cabin crew and all that good stuff. Alright, so let's do this. Let's arm the spoilers. Spoilers are armed. Let's do the TO config. Okay, the flaps. See, there's a reason we are doing this. Flaps to 1 now. So the flaps are deployed. That TO config helps you quite a lot if you forget to set up some stuff for takeoff. So let's try that again. That is normal. Now we can call the cabin, right so that they know we are ready to depart. And I will stop here for a second, guys, and there we go. Start my track AR so that
KLM 160 ready for ISR departure runway 24.
okay. Alright, now we are ready to take off, so
Takeoff runway 24 KLM 1604.
landing lights can come on. You can turn on the strobe. Am I forgetting anything here, guys? Runway turn off lights. We don't need the wing light on at this point. No smoking signs are already on. What is left is to turn on the weather radar and put it on the pilot side, and then turn on predictive wind shear system. which is that guy over there. And terrain on ND, auto brakes to max in case of a rejected takeoff, and we are ready to go. What did ATC say? We are cleared for takeoff, so that is perfect. So now, hopefully, our passengers will not freak out, because they are highly sensitive passengers, and they tend to freak out. But hopefully that's not gonna happen today. Alright, I'm trying to keep my head steady. It is hard sometimes with track AR, but so that is flex setup. Yeah, I know what we forgot, but we will stick to this for now. We forgot to calculate the performance.
100.
100 knots checked. We will rotate when we reach around 140-ish, like so. Oh, okay. Bad takeoff, guys. Bad takeoff.
Red gear up.
Positive rate, gear is coming up. But at least, okay. Flaps up. Hopefully we can manage to get to that speed. There we go. I was a little bit early to put the flaps up. I think this view is better for now. I think we can turn on the autopilot now. Yeah, so the passengers should be happy. That is Amsterdam for you guys. And we need to pull the throttle to climb now. There we go. And it should be good from now on. We are a little bit over speeding, about 250, which shouldn't happen. Actually, the aircraft is trying to get back to 250, so that's good. And yeah, so what we will do from this point, we are going to take care of our passengers. I am waiting for 10,000 to turn off the seatbelt signs, and then we will start we can start the movie screens. That will make them a little bit happy. Now we can disarm the ground spoilers now. Alright, so now the movie screens should give them some happiness. And I think that is going to be what we are doing from here. Okay, looks like there is, our altitude is there, so let's get to here. Because the stupid Microsoft Flight Simulator ATC doesn't know and cannot pick up our cruising altitude from the FMC. So they are thinking we should be going at 8,000 feet all the way to Paris. Okay. That is something. Let's just do that first. There we go. So now I think we passed the transition altitude for Europe, so we can go back to standard altimeter, and we can increase this another 10,000.
Pitfall departure, KLM 1604. Request flight level 280.
Okay.
KLM 1604 climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect flight level 280. KLM 1604.
I promise this is going to be the last time.
KLM 1604 contact Amsterdam Center on 119.1.
Yeah, sure, thank you. So past 10,000, let's turn off the
119.175.
landing lights.
KLM 1604.
There we go.
Amsterdam Center KLM 1604 is climbing through 10,900 feet for flight level 180.
So we passed 10,000, we can turn off the seatbelt signs. And let's ask for 35,000 feet.
Amsterdam Center KLM 1604. Request flight level 350. KLM 1604 climb and maintain flight level 180. Expect flight level 350.
Alright, so that is altitude taken care of.
Level 180. Expect flight
And now we can start serving our passengers. What we should serve first? I think we should do the food first, and then we can offer them some drinks after the meal. So when we reach our cruise, which we will, I'm going to set us for 35,000, and ATC should have no problems with clearing us to there. And we will announce and make an announcement at the cruise level when we get there. So this is what we do from there, guys. The aircraft will keep climbing. We will monitor the outside air and turn on the anti-ice. We don't need the terrain anymore. And anti-ice systems as required. And that is pretty much what we will do going forward until the top of descent, which is not quite, we are not quite there yet. The top of descent is, if I go there and check the legs page, flight plan. So the top of descent is after DNOX. We should, before sieve, we will start descending. And we will take a look at the arrival and approach charts when it's time to do that. But for now, just enjoy the flight, guys, and I will meet you with guys again when we are ready to descend. So I will just take a look at some external views here. There is some sort of texture problem going on here. That's the other wing view. These I set up like the ones we did with the Citation CJ4, so you can follow the same steps to set up these. That is the right wing view. That is the left wing view. This livery is beautiful. Although, as you see when we get close, you see the texture has some imperfections there, but still, from far away, it looks great. Overhead is fine, and that's the cockpit for you. Alright. And what we can do here now is I can put the flight overlay so that you see where we are, how the progress is and so on and so forth.
Your climb to flight level 180.
What are you saying?
KLM 1604 climb and maintain flight level 300.
Okay.
Climb and maintain flight level 300. KLM 1604.
The little green arrow here is the top of climb. So when we should expect to reach 35,000 feet, that arrow represents the top of climb, for anyone who doesn't know what that means. So one thing we forgot, as I said, because I was too busy with controlling so many things, we didn't do this. We didn't do the performance calculations and takeoff speeds, which might be deadly, but okay, we survived because we are in a simulator. In real life, that's not good piloting, so sorry about that. Approach page, we can do this, we can start programming this, and for that we can go to the MCDU menu, we can go to ATSU, AOC, we can request the weather one more time to get an updated METAR information for the destination airport. Go back and check the received messages. Not yet. It's gonna be a couple more seconds, and as you see at the top, that is our overlay that shows us the speed and departure arrival, the distance to destination, heading, and time to destination. So let's see, received messages. Now we have the updated METAR information for Charles de Gaulle. Winds are 130 at 6 knots. I don't know if this print function does anything yet. Nope. So winds are there, and the QNH is 0997. So let's go to performance, go to next. QNH is 0997. Temperature, now I don't remember. I need to go back and check. That is a little bit unfortunate. I need to write this stuff down somewhere. So 130 at 6 knots, and the temperature is 3 degrees. So temperature is 3 degrees, winds are coming from 130 at 6 knots. Oops. 130 at 06 knots. And transition altitude for Charles de Gaulle is 5,000. So we'll stick in there. For the decision height and decision altitude, we can use the arrival chart for I'm sorry, the approach chart for our runway, which is going to be which one? 09 right. So for 09 right ILS approach, our minimums are going to be 471 for Cat 3. So let's do that. 471 minimum decision altitude, and that's our approach page ready for us. And let's see, we are still climbing. Our passengers are at least a little bit more happy. Food service is still happening, so we cannot do anything else right now. And we don't see any turbulence, at least for a while, so that's also good. and we are in the waiting game right now for our destination airport. So I believe you guys can see the map down below and the route at the top, or at least the flight information at the top. And I'll probably speed this part of the video, so I will leave you guys with some nice views. Actually, we are almost getting close to the cruise level, so let us do the cruise reached announcement in self-loading cargo, and then I will speed up the rest of the video until descent. That's what I will do. Okay. Come on. Okay.
Climb and maintain flight level 350, KLM 1604.
So we are cleared for our cruising altitude, which is good, and we should see the aircraft climbing. I feel like we are kind of climbing slowly, but I think that's natural after 29,000 feet, and maybe we should switch the speed to Mach units. There we go. Now we are just waiting for the cruise altitude. All right. I think you guys can guess what is going to be the thumbnail of the video. I just took a screenshot right now. Alright, just a little bit more and we are at the cruising altitude. 3,000 to go. And as you see, the aircraft is following the flight plan. The autopilot is working as it should, which I think is a good thing. We should have also thought about starting the clock, but we didn't do this. So I guess a lot more things to remember prior to takeoff. At least calculating the takeoff performance might be a good thing, right? So I apologize for that. And as you see, I am also making mistakes, so nothing is perfect. It is just flight simulation. You try to do so many things, you try to record and do things at the same time, plus think about what to speak next, and multitasking causes some issues in terms of remembering everything. So let me put this here, because we are 1,000 feet, almost 1,000 feet away from our cruising altitude. And 1,000 to go, almost. 69% satisfied. And as you see now, we can cycle through the satisfaction, like who is most satisfied, who is not, who is anxious, health issues, are they bored, are they thirsty? They are definitely thirsty, so if we serve some drinks, they are probably going to be happy about it. Hunger, not that much anymore. Anybody needs toilet? No. Anybody drunk? No, we haven't served anything alcoholic yet. So we are pretty close to our cruising altitude. Let's do the announcement. Actually, we are getting close to our top of descent as well. That's interesting. Yep, we should start descending right after reaching the cruise. That's kinda bummer. But it's okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, just to let you know, we've reached our cruise level. We're not anticipating any delays, so hopefully we will have you at your destination on time, as planned. As the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure the aisles are clear of any items. And I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
So that was the cruise announcement. So the ATC hasn't cleared us for descent yet. Don't know why. So this is what I don't like about the default ATC in Microsoft Flight Simulator, because we should now start descending, because that is our destination right there. So we are that close. Okay. Okay, finally. So let's make the top of descent announcement.
Descend and maintain flight level 260 KLM 160.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit once again, you'll be delighted to know that we will shortly be starting our descent, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you can
Okay.
make sure all aisles are clear for the cabin crew to start making their way around the aircraft, it would be most appreciated. Thank you.
So the auto throttle will take care of the throttle idle. I don't need to do anything because auto throttle is engaged, so the aircraft should do that part. So we are descending now, finally, and we can serve some drinks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start serving alcoholic drinks. Please make sure you're
Yeah, let's just spoil the passengers a little bit with some alcohol so that they love us and they will get satisfied. There is nothing a good glass of wine can solve, right? So that's what we are doing right now. So I should find a better way of rotating this drone camera around the aircraft. That is not the best way to do it with the keyboard buttons or keys, but that's what I have for now. Yeah, we will.
126.475 for KLM 1604.
Looks like this is going to be a very long video. We are already at, I think, 53 minutes. So let me zoom out from that map just a tiny bit. It's annoying when you see it's jumping. I think this is better. And from now on, what we are going to do is we are going to keep descending. We haven't selected our destination or arrival in that regard, so maybe we can take a look at that and just plug that in there. Okay, flight plan, Charles de Gaulle, arrival. What was it? We were doing a 9 right ILS approach. And our star, according to SimBrief, is Mati 9 Echo. Mati. KLM Mati 9 Echo, this guy over here. No Vias, I believe. Or was it via Banox? Not sure. Via Banox. Start that, transition none. Let me see the Navigraph window for a second, guys, if that makes sense to go to Banox. Looks like we should be fine. Let's check the plan page real quick. Yeah. Alright. That looks okay. Yep, that looks okay. Sort of a hard turn right there, over here, and I see a restriction there, which I am gonna see, what, 10,000 and then 4,000, which is okay, as you wish. 14,000 feet. There you go. We are probably going to start descending again right there. As you see, guys, alcohol, 81% satisfaction. I told you, a good glass of wine can solve any problem. Alright, so everything is looking good, guys. We are waiting on the aircraft to descend. I will pull this back to probably leave it here and then initially take it down step by step to 40 and 20 and then eventually 10 when we are really close and about to land. We already did this, but let's see. So I haven't turned on the seatbelt signs yet. I'm going to wait. So our transition altitude is 5,000, so we don't need to do anything below 18,000 yet. And when we reach to 10,000, that's when I'm planning to turn on the seatbelt signs, as well as turn on the landing lights and so on and so forth. And we will program our arrival. Let's see if they gave us any arrival. Continue to Matix. Okay. If they don't give us 9 right, we can probably ask for it. Hopefully, we will see. But AI Copilot can take care of the comms right now. I'm not going to touch the radios. Okay, 85% satisfaction. And after that, maybe we can serve another round of drinks with hot beverages, just to increase the satisfaction rate. But that will solely depend on how we land, because landing might make these people very nervous, especially if you pitch down too hard, so on and so forth. So we'll see how that goes together here in a second. We are seeing a little bit of turbulence here, and we are about to enter the red zone right there when you look at the weather information. Okay guys, Streamlabs OBS caused some issues while I'm recording. Hopefully I can save the recording and edit it to make it work, because I don't want to lose all that footage, but we'll see how that goes. We are at our current, we are at our altitude, but let's see if ATC had anything. That is what's happening. So because Microsoft Flight Simulator thinks 18,000 is the transition altitude for everywhere, it's not thinking that we are at 14,000 and we are below it. So let's just get to 14,000 to make them happy and see if they will clear us to a lower altitude.
KLM 1604 traffic is 11 o'clock 4 miles at 15,800 feet generic.
Ah, where is that traffic? 11 o'clock, somewhere there.
1604 traffic in sight.
See, my co-pilot has better eyes than I have. I don't see anything, to be honest with you. Let's see. Do you guys see anything? No.
4 miles northeast. Keep speed below 300 knots. Expect ILS runway 9 left approach via Lorny transition. Clear to Lorny.
We don't want ILS.
Keep speed
Ah.
300 knots. Expect ILS runway 9 left approach via Lorny transition. Clear to Lorny.
Okay. So looks like our co-pilot wants to do that approach. So arrival ILS 9609 left, not 96, and what was the approach? Lorny transition.
KLM 1604 Paris Center. Continue to Lorny as planned. UNH 29.50.
I'm trying to find the correct. I'll still keep this guy over here and keep the transition at Lorny. There we go. Now we have everything we need. Alright, looks good. Not a problem. Let's change the range. We are getting to Lorny, and probably after that they will clear us for a lower altitude. Oh no, we are still stuck at 14,000 until this waypoint, which is okay, no problems. Eventually we will get some.
1604 descent and maintain 13,000 feet.
Okay, 13.
Descend and maintain 13,000 feet. KLM 1604.
Alright, we are getting down to 13,000. Oh, that's the traffic. There is a plane right there. I see the nav lights and the beacon flashing. Just there. Huh.
KLM 1604 traffic is 12 o'clock 4 miles.
Yeah, I see it this time.
Report them in sight.
I'm seeing it this time. Thank you, ATC. It's right there.
1604 have the generic in sight.
Let's serve the passengers some hot drinks until we reach that waypoint and start further descending.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start serving drinks. Make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear any items from the aisle. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Let's see the performance page. Next page. Now we can activate the approach phase, I believe. We are not going around. Huh. Alright, that's fine. I thought we had to activate the approach page, but looks like we don't have to. We will look into that when we get closer. This is going to be a long video, guys. I hope you guys don't get bored, but you can jump and move forward. You can just move forward and jump around if you don't want to wait. But looks like we are getting really close. So let's take a look at the restrictions. We are about to dive into the soup. 13,000 there, 13,000 there, and then 4,000. All of a sudden, from here to there, we need to descend very fast and very rapidly to 4,000. And according to Navigraph charts, 4,000 is where we should expect to capture the localizer and glide slope at the same time. So that's where we are starting our that's the initial fix, and I don't see a final fix. So in the meantime, we can take a look at the approach. I believe that is the approach chart right there. As you see, 4,000 feet where we intercept the localizer and the glide slope and start descending into the runway. So this is actually for runway 09, right? So let me change this to 09 left, Lorne transition. There we go. And that's where we are headed anyway. If I do this, you should be able to see where we are at right there. So again, the initial fixed 4,000 feet, and then we will start descending. So that's how it's going to look like. And we are in the soup now. Outside air temperature is negative degrees, so it's a good idea to turn on the anti-ice systems. What is that guy doing? Is that gonna crash into us or something? That's a little bit scary, isn't it? So what are you doing, ATC? Oh, interesting. Anyway. Yeah, thank you, we will.
Going to 125.7 KLM 1604. Harris Center, KLM 1604, 13,000 feet.
KLM 1604 Paris Center, continue to butter as planned. QNH 29er decimal 44.
Q9er decimal. Okay, 997, that hasn't changed still. Yeah, we have the aircraft.
1604 traffic in sight.
Yep, 12 o'clock, 4 miles, coming towards us. Interestingly. So now they should at least... no, we have to wait until we clear that restriction right there. Papa Golf 501. But we managed to get the passengers to 94% satisfaction, which is good. Should we serve them another round of drinks? I don't know. It might take longer than we think, but I think at this point I'm not going to serve anything and just get ready to land. Yeah, we are seeing it. It's there.
KLM 1604 half the traffic.
Luckily, didn't crash into us. Oh, look at that weather. That's terrible. We can't see nothing. That is the same aircraft right there.
KLM 1604 has the traffic.
What useless stuff they are doing. Alright, we are getting close. They should give us a full hour altitude. I'm assuming they will clear us all the way down to 4,000, so I'm going to dial that in there and make it ready. It says altitude constraint, as you see here. These are all coming from the FlyByWire A32NX mod. That mod is following these restrictions. The default aircraft is not good at following these restrictions, to be honest with you. This is why I keep using this mod and updating the developer version to get to have access to these latest features that they are implementing as they finish working on each one by one. And this mod has came a far way, or a long way. Yeah, just as I expected, 4,000 feet. We are now descending. This mod has came a long way since the start. It's amazing how much progress they achieved. So it's a great team. I highly suggest you guys to check this mod out, because it's bringing this aircraft to a different level than the default. Did I hear the passengers screaming? Oh, the turbulence. Let's just make the announcement, turn on the passenger seatbelt signs. We are getting to 10,000, so it's time to turn on the landing lights. And we can just do the... oops.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit once again, just to let you know we're expecting a small amount of turbulence ahead.
Okay.
And as such, I've turned on the seatbelt sign. For your safety, please remain seated for a few moments until the lights turn back on. Thank you.
So now we are slowing down to 250 because we are below 10,000. And as you see, the aircraft is like bouncing around. And now we are going down to 4,000. We should be a little bit faster than this. Let's set the auto brakes to medium. Arm the spoilers, and we can start deploying the flaps, probably, if we slow down. We need to slow down to deploy flaps, so I am putting up the speed brakes, as you see, to slow us down. Okay, so hopefully that should slow us down. No, actually the auto throttle is still in effect, I believe, and we still have like 2,000 feet to go to capture the localizer. I hope we don't miss it. It's just a little bit scary right now. because we should already be at 4,000 by now. So I'm gonna activate the approach mode and it should slow us down. We'll see how this landing goes, guys. I have bad feelings about this because I don't think we will capture the glide slope. We are too high. That will be a surprise if we'll do. So what I can do is I can should I do it? Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm seeing the airport. I think it is time to... Oh, we captured the glide slope. Very good, very good. Let's just slow down. What? Slow down, man, slow down. Okay, deploy the gear. No, we can't because we're too fast. Cut to the throttle. We are coming in too fast. The passengers are going to be very upset, guys, because I'm not slowing this thing down. I can't. We have to. Seriously. How we made it? Yeah, I know. I know, guys. I know. We should do a go around. Yep.
Too low terrain. Too low terrain. Too
Yep.
low terrain.
Default tower, KLM 1604 is going mid.
Too low terrain. Too low terrain.
KLM 1604 contact the call approach on
Too low
133.38.
Too low terrain.
So we're going missed, guys.
Terrain.
133.38 for KLM
Too low
1604.
terrain. Too low terrain. Too low terrain. Too low terrain.
Yeah, we're climbing. Let's just set ourselves for 4,000. Okay, let's just make the announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you might have noticed, we did in fact report our landing attempt just there. We decided it would be safer to try to circle around and try again. Hopefully the wind will be in our favour a little bit more this time, and we'll get you safely on the ground as soon as possible. So in the meantime, if you just
Oh, just give me a break, ATC. Oh my god. Oh. What you think I'm doing?
Default approach, KLM 1604 is this approach at the Gulf. KLM 1604, you are 3 miles southeast. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed below 250 knots. Expect ILS runway 8 right approach via Mocha transition. Cleared to Mocha. Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Keep speed below 250 knots. Expect ILS runway 8 right approach via Mocha transition. Cleared to Mocha.
Okay, now this is what we are going to do. What is it? 8 right. ILS 8 right via Mopar transition. I don't know what to select from here, to be honest with you guys. I'll just select something and select the transition, insert that, and now we should be able to navigate there. And now we can, I think, get back to wherever we were, and we'll do an open speed, keep it at 245.
KLM 1604, please expedite your climb to 10,000 feet.
Okay, we are climbing. Don't get mad at us. I think, yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll manage the speed manually next time. This happens. It's better than trying to land at that speed and crash into the runway to go around. So life happens. It's gonna be a couple more minutes before we can land this aircraft, but at least we are doing it as safe as possible. Let's see if we can ask for a different one. Select another approach, maybe. No. Next page. ILS runway 0, ILS runway 9 left. Mopar transition. And request it.
KLM 160, forward line ILS runway 9er, left approach Mocha transition. KLM 1604, you are 1 mile west. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect ILS runway 9er, left approach.
Okay.
Transition.
That works, so that we can do the last one we did, which was
Maintain present heading and altitude, expect
Mati 9 Echo, and
transition clear to open KLM
our transition will be Mopar. Let's do this and let's see how that looks like.
KLM 1604, contact Paris Center on 125.
Maybe we should go direct to Mopar from here, if it's in there. There it is. Execute that. Alright, we are going direct to Mopar, and we are going to try that approach one more time. We will together see what happens when we reach Mopar. Is it going to take the remainder of the waypoints and make a left turn to get there, or is it going to do nothing at all? Okay. QNH hasn't changed. We are at 10,000. I will keep the landing lights on. Alright guys, and we will see what happens when we reach Mopar in 15 miles. Let's announce bad weather. We started to shake a lot. And serve them another round of drinks because we delayed the flight. So that we can keep their satisfaction rate high still.
Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit once again, I want to let you know we look like we're about to encounter some rough weather overhead, so turn on the seatbelt signs. We'll do our best to keep any disturbances to a minimum, but for your safety, please make sure you remain seated with your belts fastened for the next 10 minutes or so, or until I turn the lights back off. Thank you.
And let's do the drinks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start serving drinks. Make sure your tray table is in the down position and clear
Let's
any
check the
items from
flight
aisle
plan and see what we are going to do. Okay, looks like after Mopar it should.
1604 descent and maintain 9,000 feet.
Okay, 9,000 it is.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet. KLM 1604.
Let's keep the speed.
KLM 1604 contact Paris Center on 125.
Around 220 I believe is going to be a good speed so that we can slow down.
25.7 KLM 1604.
And from now on we will keep the
Paris Center.
managed
1604
speed, not managed, selected speed.
9,000 feet.
KLM 1604 Paris Center, continue to PG 527 as planned.
Okay.
H29er.41.
Hopefully they will serve the drinks on time so that we don't need to cut it short and wait on the cabin crew to go back to their seats for landing. We can deploy the flaps now, but I'm not doing it at the moment. I'm just arming the spoilers, which is, as you see, armed already. Just waiting on that turn. Hopefully we will make that turn. We'll see here in a second what the aircraft will do, and then we will start deploying flaps maybe and slowing us down. And just one thing to note here, these two yellow lines and that white in between, this is where you can deploy the first level of flaps, and when you deploy them there will be another one somewhere around here. I think it was 190. That will show you when you can deploy the next level of flaps, and that's how it goes. As you deploy, you will see another set of yellow lines, and you will aim for that speed before deploying the next level of flaps. And it's usually a good practice to deploy the landing gear before the last level of flaps, or at least that's how I do it. So we're making that turn. I don't see it. I'll let co-pilot take care of that. So that was a white turn, as you see, guys, because we were fast. But we will join that line again. So at least we know aircraft is doing whatever it's supposed to do, rather than going back to the first waypoint in the approach and trying to do that circle again. We were able to go back to the transition with a direct selection from the FMC from here, and was able to continue the waypoints, which probably made it a little bit faster rather than us losing time to fiddle around and circle around whatever. Oh yeah, we're coming again. We are doing a 9 left, right? Yeah, 9 left. So same altitude, we should aim for 4000, which they should clear us shortly. And then we will slow down so that we can descend before we reach this waypoint right there. CF09 left.
KLM1604 contacting all approach on 133.38.
133.38 for KLM 1604. De Gaulle approach, KLM 1604 9,000 feet. KLM 1604 De Gaulle approach, continuous land. UNH 29.44.
Okay, I wish they were giving the QNH in hectopascals rather than inches mercury for European airports, but I think Microsoft is still not there yet. Hopefully they will get there eventually. So we should hear ATC shortly for 4000, and I will make until this waypoint before starting to deploy the flaps. Come on, ATC. We passed the restriction. Let us down. I think this is a good experience to see how bad the in-game ATC is, because the sole reason that we missed that approach is due to ATC not clearing us early enough. Now we are clear for 4000. I'm not gonna wait for it. We should start descending right now. There we go. And I'm going to deploy the flaps right now. And as you see, there is another yellow stripe appeared at 200 knots, so that means I can slow the aircraft down to 200, like so. That should give us enough room to deploy another level of flaps. And this is what we will do from now on until we hit the FF09 left right here, which is our initial approach fix. So we should have all the flaps configured before we reach there. So we are, I think, there, so we can deploy one more level of flaps and slow us down to 185. So that should give us enough time to get to 4000. That's why I'm deploying the flaps and slowing us down. So 185, flaps 3, and I think we got one level of flaps left, which is flaps full. I can also fiddle with the descent rate and do an open descent, but I'm not touching it. We should be good. We have 8 miles to go before that 4000. And now we can finally slow down to flap speed, and I'm gonna check the approach page real quick. Our approach speed is 150, so I will get there eventually. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 170. Okay. I think we can do flaps full. That's flaps full. And I am just slowing down more just to make it to 4000 before the the fix that we have to capture the glide slope and the localizer. And at this point there is no problems with turning on the approach mode again. So that should take us to where we should be, and we are slowing down to our approach speed, which was 150. That is also good. The last thing that's left is reaching this waypoint and dropping the landing gear. Auto brakes are still at medium. I'm going to keep it there. Anti-ice systems, I will leave it there. And we'll see how this goes. Let me get rid of this ATC window, guys. It's sort of annoying right now. And as you see, we are almost there at 4,000. Now I have my track AR back to operation. I will keep this view while we are landing. Looks like this camera is not picking up my location very well. Okay. That looks good to me. So now we are making that turn. Let's drop the gear. Okay, landing gear is deployed. So now we are ready to land, guys. Speed looks good. We are waiting for the glide slope. Let's announce landing. And tell the cabin crew to take their seats, hopefully. And all the lights are on. Turn on the wing light. Let's do this. Okay, so now everything looks good. We have a strong crosswind from right, so we are probably going to wait until the minimums to disconnect the autopilot. We captured the glide slope now, but somehow we are unable to slow down for some reason. I don't know why. To 150, but I think it is still. Yeah, we are getting there. Finally, we are out of the clouds and we get to see some stuff down there. No warnings on the EHAM. And I'm not going to fiddle around with the camera anymore and focus on landing. There is an aircraft, as you see, on the runway that we are trying to land. Hopefully that will not end up with another go around, because I'm not going around this time. I will ignore the ATC. Now I think, because we are out of the clouds, we can turn on the terrain. There we go. And because of that crosswind, we are a little bit funky flying right now, or at least the autopilot is. So what about us? Is there another? Is there another aircraft there? I can't see well. Okay. Whatever. We're coming down. I think now we need to announce the cabin crew to take their seats because they are not seated yet, and I don't have the announcement for some reason. As you look at here, there is no announcements, and I cannot select it. Interesting. I don't know what triggers that, but let's try this. Well, I don't know how to make this guy's take their seats for landing. Interesting. I don't know if this is a problem with SLC. This is going to create some problems if you ask me when we land, because the cabin crew cannot take their seats and I don't have a way of telling them to do that. Interesting. Very interesting. No. Okay, looks like we have to do this when the cabin crew is not seated, which is not ideal or not good by any means, but I'm not going around one more time just because they haven't they are not in their seats. I can't do anything about it right now, I'm sorry. Okay guys, a little bit of stutter there. Time to cancel the autopilot. Now it's my plane, and we are a little bit high here, so we should start pitching down. There we go. Correct ourselves for the runway. Pull the nose up. Yeah, continue. Cut the throttle back, and hopefully a little bit floaty. Okay, reverse thrusts are engaged, and I think we can take this taxiway. Alright, we made it. So we will stop here slowly. And what we will do is we will clean the lights, take this to taxi, turn this off, pull this to auto, and now we can contact ground. I have no idea where that is, so what I'm going to do, guys, is because I don't know where to go, I will go to assistance and I will turn on the taxi ribbon. Where was it? Not that one. Right there, because I don't know where to go. Save this, go back, resume. Okay, now I know where to go. Let's pull the flaps in while we are doing this. So we are going to cross the runway. And take a right turn from there. In the meantime, I think, oops, bad stutter there. We can start the APU so that we have power when we reach to the gate. Okay, sorry about the stutters, guys. This is happening for something. I'm not sure what is causing this. I'm trying to close as many apps as I possibly can so that I don't crash the game to desktop after landing. Alright, let's turn there. Slow down a little bit more, and I can get rid of the overlay now because we are at our destination, and close that application too. And also I think it is time to say goodbye to Sim Toolkit Pro. Or we can keep it for a little bit more until we reach the gate, because we should be able to connect the jetway and let the passengers out when we are there. Okay, all in all, wasn't a bad flight, I guess, except that first approach. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just leave me a comment for anything. At this point, I think there are not too many things left for the tutorials, but if you have any questions or if you are curious on something and want to see that, maybe that might make a good tutorial idea. So you can either join me on Discord or leave me a comment here so that I can take a look at those and maybe decide on what to do next after the flight to Nepal. Sorry, this was a longer video than I expected. I hope I can rescue the first part where we had a crash of the recording software. So if I can save that video, then I will be able to speed up some parts of it or maybe edit it, so we'll see how that goes. Alright guys, I think after we reach to the gate, the last thing I want to show you is to get the passengers out and move the window of self-loading cargo for you guys to see. And that's a weird turn. We shouldn't be turning from here, so that's also weird. I'm gonna start the turn right here because otherwise we won't be able to make it there. There you go. There should be our marshal. Oops, even that is not Yeah. Let me slow down, buddy. Yeah, I will get there. Just give me a minute. Still, I can't see well, buddy. Okay. Parking brake is set. I think APU is running, so that means we can start cleaning up the stuff. Strobe can come off. Nav lights can come off. Beacon will stay on until we turn off the engines, which I'm doing right now. Yeah, not going to main menu yet, Microsoft. I'm sorry. I need to let these passengers out of the aircraft. So now we can tell them to disarm the doors. And let's see. I didn't see, is there a jetway? Yeah, there is a jetway. Ground services, jetway connection. Let's see how good it is going to align with the aircraft.
KLM 1604 to jetway is going to be connected.
So the jetway, after the jetway connects, we are going to open the doors. Doors are open. Now we can turn off the seatbelt signs and start deboarding of passengers. And just to lay a little bit more realism, we can also ask for the baggage service to take the... No, take the baggage out. We don't want more. We have already a lot of baggage in the aircraft. But yeah, guys, I think this is all until the passengers leave the aircraft. Let me find a better view of the aircraft. Move this window here maybe, and then get us there. Oh, very bad stutters. I don't know what is causing this right now. Okay. This is better. Let's move this over here. So now the passengers are leaving the aircraft. Oops. %91 satisfaction and 331 feet per minute. Not the best landing, but well, at least we didn't scare them. So as soon as they finish deboarding, they are going to start cleaning the aircraft, but we are not going to sit here and watch that. I will say you goodbye until the next video. Here in a couple seconds. As you see, 5 passengers, 3, 2 on board, 1, and that last one took a little bit more. So they are unloading the cargo now. 6 minutes. I'm not going to record it, but thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.